Hey guys, welcome back to the Omaha Places podcast. We're your hosts. My name is Cahner and I'm the founder of Omaha Places and 402 Social.
And my name is Delaney. I'm the digital content coordinator of Omaha Places.
How's your week going?
It's been busy, but it's exciting.
Yeah. Where have you been this week? Okay, wait, you should talk about your second place first.
Okay. I went to Root Coworking, which is a new co-working space in the Builders District. And I think it's being developed, this whole area, by Noddle. Mm-hmm. They've bought a bunch of this ground, and they're going to be developing it into basically like an entertainment center. They're going to have apartments, hotels, a grocery store. And this is all north of downtown. So if you don't know where the Builders District is, little north of downtown, but like a little west of Millwork Commons and not quite that north.
A little south of, I guess technically a little west and south of Millwork.
Yes, southwest.
Yes. If you guys know where the Kiewit headquarters is,
or Creighton,
it's like right there. Or
Creighton University.
Yeah.
So all this is basically going to run together, but I got the lowdown on all of this stuff yesterday because I heard Sam Noddle talk about it. So there's going to be, like I said, a slew of developments that are happening between Creighton University. So their Jaywalk, which is that pedestrian mall that they have, they will be putting up a sculpture that I heard is half the size of the Woodman. And I'm like, that can't be true. Is that just an over-exaggeration? But they said it's huge. So whether that's true or not, it's going to be ginormous. It's a huge feather.
Wait, they're putting that on the Creighton campus?
I believe so.
Okay.
On the Jaywalk.
Okay.
Huge feather. They said it's bought and paid for already, so it's happening.
Okay.
And then the Builders Green, which is the outdoor green space, and they've hosted a few events there, and we've talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, movie nights and stuff.
It's similar to the Sunny's idea of just having like entertainment there, live music, the movies, whatever works. They're going to start building this area around that space. And then they're partnering with the Marriott or in talks with the Marriott about creating a whole branded hotel, which is very exciting. And then, of course, they'll have parking garages to go along with that because that's huge.
Yeah.
And then south of that will be retail, food and beverage centers, entertainment. And then they're building like an outdoor space that is a pedestrian mall, kind of like Interrail.
Okay.
But without the wind tunnel.
Oh, good.
Because it's faced a different direction. So that'll be nice.
They learned their lesson the first time around.
Yes, they did. They're not creating any more wind tunnels. And then they're also working on bringing a grocery store to the area, which going to Heirloom Fine Foods and like just being in that Millwork area, you know that there's a food desert. Just actually in downtown generally.
The whole downtown, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely like needs a grocery store. So they are still in works on that one. They don't know what it will be. A Hy-Vee, Trader Joe's, something, Whole Foods.
I feel like whoever gets to break that news first about a grocery store coming to downtown is like
it better be us.
Of Omaha. Well, okay, so after you said that you had kind of gotten the lowdown about what's going on in the Builders District, Delaney had told me this yesterday, I was like, oh, we should get a post out on our website because we have been trying to do a lot of like development updates and only post, I mean, we do post that kind of stuff on our Instagram sometimes, but we're really trying to put them on our website as well. And it's not very easy to find, but if you actually do like omahaplaces.com/development. You can find all the articles. But so I emailed the marketing girl at Noddle and I was like, hey, do you have any like renderings and like descriptions you can send me? Because there isn't a whole lot online about it. Like I knew that it was like kind of what's going on in the area just because I know the Noddles and like they had kind of told me. But she was like, oh, when is this going to go up? Because we have some new deals closing soon.
And we want to wait for those as well.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I wonder if they like are going to be closing a grocery store soon. Like that is going to be huge news.
I feel like he would have teased it because he was teasing a lot of other things.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, I'm working with potentially Chipotle.
Ooh.
I'm building a whole place for Chipotle to go in. But yeah, they're like, there's all the reasons for Chipotle to say, yes, we're going to make them happen.
Yeah.
So it's all designed Chipotle style. And then I guess if that doesn't work out, any Interrail vendor could go in there as well.
Chipotle actually would be great in there.
And right next to the college campus.
Yeah. Even though it'd also be great to get a local business, but I do love Chipotle.
It's
cool.
good. I think that's basically was the focus that he was talking about. He's like, I want to integrate a lot of the businesses that are here, but also get some insight from out of town. Like that could keep Omaha growing.
Yeah.
Like they talked about how CHI is trying to become a conference center. Like it already is a conference center, but it's not the go-to. Like we get bypassed for Kansas City or Des Moines.
Yeah.
We want to be one of those hubs. So CHI is even trying to upgrade their things.
Yeah, and like CHI is never going to become that if the whole area around it, or not the whole area, like there is a lot of stuff around it, but then you go a couple blocks and there's just absolutely nothing, and like just empty lots and like rundown buildings and stuff.
Yeah, it looks, it's come a long way, and especially with the stadium down there.
Yeah.
That's helped a lot, but yeah, this is going to be super exciting.
Yeah, this is cool because the only part of this that I already knew was that there was going to be a Sonny's equivalent down there. But I did know it was going to be a little bit different than the actual Sonny's, just because obviously the area gets a lot more of that like tourist out of towner traffic. And then also it being right next to the hotel, that's kind of like a different crowd. So that in my head made it seem like it wasn't going to be quite as like community focused, because it's hard to do that when a lot of the guests are hotel guests.
Right.
But still would be a great spot for locals to go to and visit.
Right. And having that co-working space right there is also super cool. And we do have a lot of co-working spaces downtown. But this one, there was just like a different vibe about it. And it's kind of giving the vibe for like what's to come. And that's what was super exciting. They have brought in this company from out of town. I think it was like they have a few different spots around different states, but this guy was from Tulsa.
Okay.
And so he was bringing in like all of this new knowledge and like how to run a co-working space. And then during this talk, like other things were brought up about like music co-working spaces. So, which I've never even thought of, but there's a shortage of musicians and creatives needing a different type of co-working space as well. So it was kind of cool to think about, but yeah, and this is right next to Fly Fitness, so they already have Fly Fitness.
And I have been there, and I really liked that studio. I would probably go there a lot more often if it wasn't farther away from my house.
No,
this is go check it out.
Yeah, this is the beginnings, you guys. So this whole area will be great for the Kiewit campus, the Creighton campus, Millwork, and Omaha in general. So definitely like at least drive by, go check it out. Some of these projects have already broken ground, and some will continue over the next 5 years. But yeah, stuff's happening. It's not like the Crossroads situation where it like
stop.
Yeah.
Sell to a new developer.
Yeah, this is happening.
Okay.
So
we love to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to the Bemis Center this week to film a post that we have coming out. I don't think it's going to be out by the time this comes out, but that's okay. And I had been to the Bemis Center before, but they had a whole new exhibit in there. I think maybe like every 6 months or a year. Actually, I didn't ask how often they switch stuff out. But the one that they currently have in there is all about like water in the Great Plains area. It's like where we live. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, the Bemis Center is an art museum. It's downtown, like between the Old Market and Little Bohemia area, and it's completely free, which we love that, because who doesn't love a free activity? So yeah, great to stop in on like a rainy day. It's been super rainy the past couple days, so that'd be a fun activity. Or they had mentioned like they really want to try and get people to come in like before or after dinner, like downtown, if you're going down there on a dinner date, because it's not a huge museum, so it might not be the kind of place that you go all the way downtown just to go to the Bemis. But if you're going downtown for a different event or for dinner or for drinks, it's a great place to go and swing by. And then I went to another place, but
and it's right across from Kaneko.
Oh yeah,
so
and that's another free museum.
Double. The other place I went was Amberley Acres, and we all went.
Yes, we did. We took a little road trip, like an hour north to Tacoma, Nebraska.
Which I had never been to before.
And we had quite the time in Tacoma. We had 4 of our team up there. And so Amberley Acres is a glamping spot. Super cool.
They have 4 cabins.
I thought it was only 3.
Okay, 3 cabins.
And they're like tents, but they're
Yeah.
like heavy duty tents. Like they had AC. The AC was blasting. It felt great. So even on a hot summer day, bathtubs, a huge
That was a nice bathroom
in general.
actually, yeah.
And then I think 2 of the tents had queen or king beds,
Something like that.
and then the other one had
one queen and a bunk bed.
Yeah,
And then a nice little dining table.
yeah. So like a couple different cabin options, and then or tent options, and then they're set like in between some grapevines, so you could pretend like you're in Italy if you wanted to.
Yeah. And it's more of like a getaway. They have like a little bonfire pit, but it would be so nice for like a romantic getaway or like girls' night thing.
Yeah. And you guys loved the video we did last year, and I guess we did one this year too, about Best Nest, a glamping spot somewhere south. I can't remember where. Glenwood, yeah. So these people, the owners are friends, is how we even found out about Amberley Acres. But they're very different. Like Best Nest had a lot of on-site activities to do. Like they had their own lake. You could go kayaking. They had the alpacas. They had like a bunch of hiking trails and stuff on their property, where Amberley Acres is more like you can go there and just like there's not a whole lot to do on the property, but you're close to the town and there's some stuff to do in town if you want to do that. And the owner said that some people will like check in and then leave and be out and about in town all day, or like there's a public lake nearby, or I guess it's technically like a state park lake, and people will be out off the property, but then other people will check in and they don't
stay there.
leave the property. They just want to like relax and chill out all day. And they have bonfires too. I can't remember if you said that already. So yeah, it's
just scenic.
Yeah,
really.
It was very beautiful. They're also starting to get into events. So they booked their first wedding for next year, and it'd be like we filmed the little barn area too that they would do weddings at, and it was really cute.
It'd be like a cute small wedding.
Yeah.
And then, I guess a few, like maybe the bridal party could stay in the cabins or something.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And everyone else just bring campers.
But yeah, our original idea was to bring the team up to Tacoma, and then we were going to film the property, and then there was a lake nearby that supposedly had like fishing, or well, no, they did have fishing. Swimming, kayaking, and so I was like, everyone bring your suits, maybe we can go swimming. So it was blazing hot. And then we got there and there was geese all over the beach.
I was like, I don't think this is cute. And
so
then
we ditched that idea.
And then they didn't have like rentals. I feel like we would have had to bring our own kayak.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see anything for that.
I didn't see anything either. To be fair though, we didn't
go
like, we only drove around half of the lake.
True.
So maybe if we had driven around the other side. But then we were also starving because none of us had eaten lunch. And then the really cute spot in town, I can't remember what it was called.
It was called Chatterbox.
Chatterbox didn't open until 4, and we were like, well, we're not going to wait around for 2 hours. So then we found Dairy King that was open.
Not Queen.
Not Dairy Queen. King. Dairy King. We went to Dairy King, and we walk in like us 4 quote unquote big city girls, and like literally everybody, like the whole town was there, and like no tables were open. Everybody
it was
just
pretty much
turned
the only place
and looked at
open
us.
too.
Yeah, so this was on a Sunday, and then they were cash only, so then we had to leave.
We're like, where's the nearest bank?
And the worker was not helpful at all.
We're like, where's the ATM? Do you know where an ATM would be? And they're like, no.
And then one of the like people sitting at the table was like, oh, just go down the street. Thank God that lady helped us. So we left, went and got cash, came back. Then luckily there was a table available by the time we came back. Yeah. But pretty much
it ended up being good.
It was really good. I liked my burger and my ice cream. Mm-hmm. It was basically the same thing you would find at Dairy Queen or Krispy Kreme. Actually, it gave Krispy Kreme vibes.
Okay.
Do you know
Christy?
Do you know what Krispy Kreme is in Council Bluffs?
I think it might be the one that's on the trail, but I can't remember the name of it.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not on the
Then
trail.
I've never been at that one.
How are you from Iowa and you've never been to Krispy Kreme?
I don't hang out a lot in Counts Bluffs, believe it or not.
Okay, I feel like Krispy Kreme is one of those, like, if you know places. Like, people who are listening right now who know Krispy Kreme are like, it's Krispy Kreme. It's just like one of those diner ice cream places that's been in Counts Bluffs for years and years and years.
I just know the one in the blue building, and I can't even remember what the name of that is. It used to be like in a small little white building, and then it like grew into a bigger building, kind of by Lake Manawa.
No, this one's not by Lake Manawa.
Okay.
So
I knew it wasn't
different
that one.
place.
I can't remember the name. But
Maybe we should do an ice cream roundup.
We really
of Counts
should.
Bluffs.
We should.
Or at the very least, we need to include Krispy Kreme in
Our roundup.
Oh, we have our ice cream post coming out.
Which
soon.
I'm talking. Somebody asked a question.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'm going to answer.
Okay, cool. We'll wait and talk about that more later. Okay, the last place that I went was Jackson Street Tavern. I went here right after the Bemis Center, so it is walkable from the Bemis Center. I had never been there before, and I wish
actually.
that we didn't go on such a hot day because nobody was out on the patio. Like, it was way too hot, and they have the really nice like garage door out onto the patio. But we sat inside. It was still nice. We sat at the bar, so it was the College World Series time, so it was pretty busy. But yeah, it's located like downtown, right on Jackson Street, across the street from Ted and Wally's, so pretty central location. And then I tried the tuna nachos. I don't know if it was actually called tuna nachos, but that's basically what they were.
Was that good?
Yeah, I think I liked that the most. And then the other thing was the fried chicken salad. Again, I don't think it was actually called the fried chicken salad.
That's just what you know you had.
Yeah. But it was the salad was big. Like, we just got two things the starter nachos and then the salad, and split them between two people. But yeah, it was pretty good. I would go back and try a burger because a lot of people have said that they like their burgers. Okay. On our burger TikTok, people are still giving their opinions on that video.
I love to cause a ruckus.
Yeah. Nothing causes Omahans a ruckus like
than saying something's the best
burger. God forbid you don't add their favorite burger.
That goes for lots of things,
Yeah.
pizza places, whatever. But that's part of the marketing we do.
Burgers, even
That's why we say everything's the best.
Yeah, because that really riles people up, gets our engagement.
I love it.
Okay, do you have any more places?
I think that's it. I did go to the Mat, but I'll talk about that probably when CWS comes around next year.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so follower question. Somebody asked, where should my wife... Oh, I didn't even do our intro to this section. We post a question box on our Instagram story every Wednesday, so you guys can go submit questions there, or feel free to just DM us, and we answer them here on the podcast every week. So somebody said, where should my wife and I go for our date night this weekend? We are new to Omaha. So I did two options, depending on if you want to go downtown or if you want to be out in West Omaha. So the downtown one, I said, take a stroll along the Jean Leahy Mall, eat dinner at Memoir, and then top it off with gelato at Senti.
Yum.
All of those are walking distance from each other, so you just park by the riverfront or by the Jean Leahy Mall, and you'll be good to go. I chose Memoir because for a specific reason, because there's so many good restaurants downtown, but I feel like Memoir has the widest variety of food, and we've said this on the podcast before. That was Flagship's, like, what was it, 10-year anniversary restaurant or something like that, and so everything on the menu at Memoir is like their best sellers from their other concepts, like Blue and Plank. And
you know what? I didn't even know that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, maybe we haven't said that on the podcast.
I didn't know it was their 10-year anniversary.
I mean, it might not be actually 10 years, but it's maybe it's not even an anniversary.
I guess Memoir, the name makes sense. That's, yeah.
So that's why the menu is so random.
Okay, because I wondered that, I guess. I was like, there's everything on here.
Yeah, because it's their
perfect.
best sellers from all of the other places. So it's a really wide variety. You can get sushi or you can get steak. So yeah, that's why I chose Memoir specifically.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then
Learned
Senti,
something
just
new.
because we love Senti, and then that gets you into like the middle of the old market as well. And then if you want to stay out west, I said you can grab burgers. Like we just said, Nebraska and Omaha loves their burgers. So grab burgers at Chard on 132nd and Pacific. If you want to do some drinks too, then you can go next door to the Tipsy Pig. Great little bar. And then make your way over to Heartwood Preserve for free live music every Friday. And they do have some Saturday ones, but the Saturday like rotates what the activity is. So sometimes it's live music, sometimes it's silent disco, sometimes it's, I don't know, something random. But those are my 2 date night suggestions.
Those are good ones. Someone asked, where should I take my kids to get ice cream?
Yum.
And this is on my wave, you guys. My grandpa used to take me to get ice cream every Wednesday.
Oh, cute.
So I love ice cream. The top place right now seems to be Dairy Chef. I've been seeing videos that are like, the line's always long, but like super long. And they get through it pretty fast.
They do.
But
They're efficient there.
It's a great spot. And speaking of Elkhorn, Coneflower Creamery just opened their newest location in Elkhorn. And they also do have a Millwork Commons location and then a Blackstone location. And then, of course, Senti in the Old Market, like we just talked about. Ted and Wally's is a classic, Omaha classic. And they have one in the Old Market. And don't forget the one in Benson. And if you want to get food from Taste of New Orleans, then you should go to the one in Benson. So you can get the food and then the ice cream.
Oh, there's so many places I want to go.
And you can get fries. I'm pretty sure I've tried to order fries from them before to go with my ice cream.
Okay, cool.
So that's my little trick. And then Frio's Gourmet Pops, though not a brick and mortar place, it's a food truck, but they were actually at this College World Series, and I didn't make it over there. Otherwise, I would have had 6 popsicles.
Dude, guys, Frio's is so good. They were at our Omaha Places market last summer, and it was like 100 degrees that day, but they were a hit.
Yes.
So good. Like fruity popsicles. Ooh.
And they make ice cream for all the dietary restrictions. So, and you can rent them for events. You can rent them for your own event. They have that little popsicle stand, and then they have their big truck. So it's whatever you're feeling. The first time I went to see them, it was like a church had brought them in.
Cool.
So that was super cool. And then Mixin's, located downtown. It's Black owned. So please make sure you're still supporting your Black owned businesses. They need support year round. The E Creamery in Dundee, and I actually haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, neither have I. Oh, well, I have been there, but not to get ice cream. I had some meetings there. So that's where like the last 2 times I went was just because I went to the Dundee Business Association meeting.
And no ice cream.
And no ice cream. It was like 9 a.m. though.
And then Betty Ray's Ice Cream, they just opened a new location out west. I want to say it's like on 165th and Dodge, kind of near that Baker's that's out there.
Oh, okay.
But they also have one in Exarban, and they're a Kansas City-based company, but their ice cream is also super good.
Yeah.
And then Grayleys in Papillion, another local staple. I think it's the oldest.
Oh, the oldest ice cream spot?
Yeah,
in
I want to
Omaha?
say it was like formed in the 1800s.
What? I mean, it gives off that vibe. Like that's, but is
I thought so.
Is that legit, or is that just
speculation?
Like did they purposely create that or like design the interior to look like?
I think it's been like an old soda fountain for a long time. Maybe not that
since
old.
the 1800s.
I would believe it. Can you? That's the first thing you put in a town.
An ice cream store.
Yes.
I thought it was a church and a bar.
No.
That's what I've always
yes, but soda fountains and convenience stores are like one and the same.
Yeah. Okay.
And more kid friendly.
Yeah.
And then you have Countryside Cones, which I've never been to, but you have.
Yeah,
in Countryside Village off of Pacific. And then Tampico Helado for Mexican ice cream, which is also so good.
I can't remember if they still have their like brick and mortar down in South Omaha.
Maybe not in South Omaha, but they do have one, I want to say like and off of Center, like West Center.
Okay.
Because I
feel like
featured
that
it not
was a
too long
second
ago.
one. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, yeah, I do remember that.
I think maybe they're going to open up another one
Okay.
downtown at some point.
Oh, they would be good downtown.
Cool. Very flavorful ice cream, something that's a little bit different from all of the other ones.
Yeah, the mango nadas. So they have a truck pretty near Exarban, and I have not seen it open yet for the season.
Oh, really?
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't driven home that way in a while. Maybe I have to drive home that way.
Yeah, maybe it's certain hours, and you're just not around during them.
Oh, okay. Now I need to go check that. Okay, somebody else asked new businesses in the metro. I had so much fun compiling this list. And so I included some that are already open. Some of these we have talked about already because we've already been there. And then I also included some that are coming soon. And I found out about some new ones that I didn't even know about while I was researching this. So Revival House, it opens like today, I think. So it'll be open for like a week by the time this comes out. So Revival House is a new tiki style bar from Flagship. It's located in Blackstone. Great location. I have not even seen the interior of it yet, but
there is one in Des Moines. So if you've been to Des Moines, if you've this is ringing bells for you, that's why.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to check that out. Big Grove Brewery is in the Catalyst building off of Saddle Creek and Leavenworth. So the Big Grove coffee shop is already open. We've posted a little bit about that. And then the brewery side is set to open pretty soon, I think, like late this summer. They're, I think, meant to have the biggest patio in Omaha. So that's exciting. And it's covered, so it'll be really nice. Pivot Prime and Terra Gaucha.
I did put the pronunciation in the notes for you.
Well, but it's not even going to be a voiceover.
I know.
Honestly, thank God.
That was before I knew that.
Yeah, okay. Those both are like a higher end dining spots right off of 137th and Dodge. Both of them just opened in the old Mahogany and Charleston's building. We've talked about them a little bit. Like Delaney just mentioned, Coneflower has their new Elkhorn location, which is now open. Stories Coffee opened their 6th location, which is wild, in Northwest Omaha off 156th and Maple. Also, I didn't add this on this list, but I have to say it before I forget. I just saw it this morning and I sent it in our Slack. Oh, yeah. Zen is going into the new Central Library off 72nd and Dodge, which is not open yet. I don't even think they have
it'll be open for a while.
Yeah, maybe even not until next year, but I'm so excited for that.
Coffee and
Zen.
books, come on.
Right? And in their little, or in the news article that Zen posted, they were like, community has always been like at the forefront of Zen's mission. Like, what's better in the community sense than a public library? I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
I love the public library. Yeah. And Omaha has a great public library.
Yes, we really do. And that building is really coming along. It looks awesome. So we're excited for that. Masa Luna Tamaleria is opening in July. We don't have an exact date yet, but this is a new tamale spot coming to Little Bohemia in the old Muchachos building, if you guys remember where that is. This is not local, but still very exciting for the girlies. Sephora opened their One Pacific Place location.
Oh, yeah.
So no more driving all the way out to Village Point. There is one in Kohl's, but it doesn't have nearly as good of a selection.
Vibe.
Yeah. Godega opened a second location in Exarban Village pretty recently. Ashland Brewing Company in Ashland, if you want to drive out there. Ashland makes a great day trip if you guys have not been out there. So if you guys like beer, that would be a great addition.
And the Sac Museum's out there. They have a golf course that just got renovated. And from what I hear, it's hard to get a tee time there because everybody loves that course.
Oh, cool. Okay, good to know. This one I actually really want to try. Somebody DM'd us about this too. Bora Bora Juice is a new cafe out on 132nd and Maple. They have coffee, acai bowls, juices, that kind of stuff. And the person who DM'd us said that they have Dubai chocolate, which apparently is a huge trendy thing right now, and with the chocolate covered strawberries. So they had those at Junk Stock, and that video that we posted on the
Popped
Junk Stock
off,
account like went super viral. And when I was running the London Marathon, everybody was going to Borough Market in London and getting those. So I feel like usually Omaha doesn't get that kind of stuff for like another year after.
It's kind of like the Kong
trendy.
dog.
Yeah.
That popped off. It's like weird, trendy food that we've never heard of. And then suddenly it like
The
pops
video
up
goes
and
viral.
yeah, everyone loves it. I'm like, okay.
So yeah, I really want to try Bora Bora juice. And then a couple more. Maza Middle Eastern Cuisine is now open in Midtown Crossing in the old Sofra space. I love Middle Eastern food, so I will have to go check that out soon. And then I had never even heard of this until I was doing some research, but Cedar Creek Coffee and Art is opening soon in Elkhorn, so another coffee shop. Apparently they have a coffee truck currently, and then they just got this brick and mortar space.
Oh, okay.
So very exciting for them. So lots of new stuff.
I also heard of this new like higher end Mexican restaurant that's opening in the old market. It's right next to that
brunch. It's a Mexican brunch spot.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's Flora.
Yes,
Flora
Cafe,
Cafe.
I think. It's in the old market, but it's the space that faces the riverfront.
Right next to that Indian restaurant.
Yes. Yeah, I did see that, but
I've been keeping that on my radar because someone was asking a few months ago about like a higher end Mexican spot, like that's kind of like the vibes of Clio, but Mexican food.
Oh, I do remember that.
And I think this is the spot.
Okay.
That at least my hopes are high.
Yeah.
So.
We'll check out some of these places and report back to you guys.
So exciting.
One more note. When I was making this list, I realized like I think that is my favorite part about running Omaha Places is like being the first to know about new openings and like what spots are expanding and what chefs are moving to different restaurants and stuff like that. I just think it's so fun and like makes me so excited to see like growth like that in our city.
No, it definitely keeps the excitement high, and then you're always on your toes, and then you want to know what the tea
really
was.
Why'd you leave? Give us the details.
Yes. You guys are pickleball fanatics, I'm pretty sure. But everyone wants to know where the pickleball courts are in Omaha. And we've actually opened a lot of new ones in the past few years. Some of them are indoor. So the Midwest Pickleball Club in Papillion is brand new. It's all indoor. They have a coffee shop. They have a bar. Smash Park in La Vista, they have pickleball, but they also have everything. Duck pin bowling, axe throwing, karaoke.
Huge patio.
Great drinks, great food. Can't go wrong.
Yep.
And that's in La Vista. I can't remember if I said that. And then Blue Sky, which they like to call themselves the OG pickleball place.
They kind of were. Yeah, in Omaha at least.
They were. So check them out at Regency Landing, Ace Pickleball Club in Millard, which I have yet to go to.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
And then Maple Athletic Complex, Miracle Hill off 120th and Blondo, and then, well, these two are outdoor, I guess, and then Meadow Lane off 114th and Farnham. And then there are a few developing pickleball courts, and I was down at the riverfront, and this is why I wanted to answer this question, because they started pouring concrete for the pickleball courts that are going to be right next to the luminarium near the volleyball courts.
Whoa.
Or sand volleyball. So
that's so exciting.
Those are going to be up soon.
Wait, where is there even room to do that?
There was so the luminarium's right here and the volleyball courts are here. It's like off to the side near the parking.
Oh, I didn't realize there was that much room. Is it
There's
under the bridge?
No, not that far. It's before like the Lewis and Clark.
Okay.
Little park space.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But no, super exciting. I think there's going to be, it looked like 4.
Wow.
2 or 4.
Okay, my perception of that space is way off then if there's room for 4 pickleball courts.
Pickleball's smaller.
Yeah, but 4? Like I'm picturing the size of when you walk into Smash Park and you walk into their pickleball room.
Yeah.
That's a gigantic room.
They don't have the nets up yet, but I guess we'll find out when they put the nets.
Like, When you think of it like that,
Yeah.
doesn't it feel way bigger?
But also, like, they have a lot of space between all the courts. I think these are going to be like tennis courts back to back to back,
Oh, okay.
you know?
Yeah.
But smaller because they're pickleball.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll keep up.
So that's
on
super
that.
exciting.
Yeah.
And what I've learned recently about going to the Luminarium, because I walk there every day now. That free parking is so nice by the Luminarium.
Yeah.
And you can skip all the parking meters, which I forget to pay my parking meters all the time. So,
Same.
and then I get tickets.
Yep. I went to the Brickline pool because I have a friend there on Juneteenth, and I forgot. Like, I totally meant to pay parking, but I parked in the freaking garage.
They got you on the cam.
So they get you no matter what, and I'm just waiting to get my ticket in the mail.
I
know
bet
it's
you
coming.
can actually just look online. This is how I found out I had 3. I was paying like a physical ticket, and then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I have 3 other tickets on here. What the heck is that about? And cameras caught me 3 different times. I was like, all right, I'm done with these. Anyway, back to the developing pickleball courts. The other one I wanted to talk about is Chicken and Pickle, which will be opening at 120th and Fort in the Tranquility Commons area. And I think that's still a little ways out, but
Yeah, I
it'll
was
be
going to
super
put that
cool.
on my new spots list, but I couldn't find any sort of opening timeline.
yeah, we'll just keep you updated.
Yeah.
And we've already been in talks with them about doing a feature. So
Yeah.
whenever that happens,
Yeah, they were really on. Or no, I think we DM'd them first, didn't we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
we
Anyway,
were on top of it.
we were on top of it. Okay, we'll move into events if my phone cooperates with me. Okay, there we go. So this is going to be events happening the weekend of July 3rd through the 6th. So 4th of July weekend, yay. So the downtown, I forgot my transition again. If you guys want to see more events, you can check out our What's Happening in Omaha This Weekend video. We post it every Thursday morning, and we have a newsletter that goes out every Thursday morning. You can subscribe on our website. And we also have an event calendar on our website where you can also see events happening throughout the week. So the downtown 4th of July celebration is happening on the 4th of July, obviously.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. From 8:30 to 10 p.m. There's going to be fireworks like over the riverfront area, and the Omaha Symphony will also be playing.
So lovely.
Yeah, it'll be very nice. And I have been to this fireworks show in the past. It's very nice. And it's surprisingly easy to, like, at least when I was there, we found a spot down on the riverfront very easily. It was like a good crowd of people, but not overcrowded.
I feel like the riverfront events have been like that.
Yeah.
Like they bring a lot of people, but
Yeah.
it's a chill.
But it's also like a huge space, so it's easy to spread out.
Benson First Friday is doing their 13th year anniversary of BFF Omaha, not the
Fun.
Friday,
Okay.
but it's for BFF Omaha.
Okay.
That's happening on July 4th, which is the Friday. They're starting at 5 p.m. They will be featuring music, drag, horse rides, and more. But this, which, I was like, I want to do that. But I probably won't be here. But noted, like, here's the note: the art galleries and markets are closed for the holiday. So,
Okay.
but they have a lot of entertainment
Cool.
to do instead.
Cool. That'll be fun. All right. The Ralston Independence Day Parade is also on July 4th. Surprise, surprise. At 1 p.m. on Main Street in Ralston. After the parade at 3:30, there's going to be an inflatable splash pad. That's kind of a mouthful.
People love their splash pads.
Yeah, and an inflatable one. That sounds cool. Food trucks, stuff like that. Very family friendly type thing. And then if you're in the area for like the whole weekend, the Greenery, which is also located like right next door to that, like on Main Street, they're having live music on the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. So lots of stuff happening down in Ralston all weekend. I have also been to this Ralston Parade, and it's like a very small town, like wholesome parade. The fire trucks come out, and
I love
Miss Nebraska is there, and that kind of thing. So yeah,
Miss Nebraska goes to that.
Well,
I guess
actually, I don't know
downtown
if-
doesn't have one.
yeah, they don't have a parade. It was the like fairly large parade, so it was fun.
Exarban Midsummer's Market is happening July 6th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Baxter Arena. This is by the local Makers Collective. They're having 200 plus regional and local vendors with vintage finds, artisan goods, clothing, and more. Plus, they're having a really good food truck lineup, live music from local artists, and it's free and family friendly. So can't go wrong. And it's outdoors. So prepare for that. And they're doing it rain or shine.
Is it supposed to be rainy on 4th of July weekend?
I don't know.
Our entire team is going to be gone on 4th of July weekend. So
as long as it's not raining where I am.
For next year for 4th of July.
Oh, that's okay. It'll accumulate at a different time.
Okay. Anyways, anything else?
Nope. I think that's it.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Omaha Places podcast. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.